The methods used to build a shed can be divided into 4 construction phases: foundation, floor framing, wall framing, and roof framing. For each construction phase there are several options, but you might not be able to choose a specific construction method. That's because the local building department often dictates the type of foundation or method of framing the walls or roof. The building inspector will also approve the most appropriate spot on your property to build the shed. On-grade foundations. There are 2 basic types of shed foundation: on-grade and frost-proof. Again, the building inspector will want to weigh in on this decision, so be sure to check with the building department before breaking ground. On-grade foundations, also called floating foundations, sit right on the ground and are sufficient for all but the very largest sheds. They're also the quickest and simplest to build because you don't have to dig deep holes or pour concrete. On-grade foundations are usually made from solid concrete blocks or pressure-treated lumber. The concrete blocks are laid out in straight, evenly spaced rows. The floor frame is then built on top of the blocks. If the ground slopes slightly, build up the low end by stacking solid concrete blocks or adding shims cut from weatherproof material, such as pressure-treated wood, composite lumber, or asphalt shingles. And be sure to only use solid concrete blocks, not hollow wall blocks, which would eventually crack and crumble. Create an on-grade foundation with parallel rows of solid concrete blocks. Use a long, straight 2x4 and 4 feet level to ensure that each row is level. If a foundation block is a little too low, shim with dense, rot-resistant material, such as pressure-treated wood, composite lumber, or asphalt roof shingles. Precast concrete pier blocks, laid out in parallel rows, provide a quick and easy way to support the shed's pressure-treated floor frame. Each pyramid-shaped concrete pier block has slots molded into its top surface, which are sized to accept a 2x floor joist. Timber frame foundations. Precast concrete pier blocks offer an alternative to solid concrete blocks. These pyramid-shaped blocks are designed for building decks, but work great for shed foundations, too. Each block is about 8 inches high by 11 inches. Square molded into the top surface are 2 crisscrossing 112 in wide slots and a 312 in SQ recessed socket. The slots accept a 2x floor joist. The socket is sized to hold a 4x4 post. As mentioned earlier, on-grade foundations can also be built out of pressure-treated lumber. The 2 most popular methods include skid foundations and timber frame foundations. This skid foundation is built with 3 timbers, or skids, set on grade. The 2x6 floor joists are then laid across the skids spaced 16 inches on center. Skids can be cut from solid timbers, such as 6x6s or 8x8s, or you can make them by fastening together 3 long 2x6s or 2x8s. A timber frame foundation rests on a compacted gravel bed. Use a 4 feet level to confirm that all 4 sides of the frame are perfectly level. A skid foundation is simply made by setting 2 or more long, straight timbers, skids, on the ground parallel to one another. The building's floor frame is then laid across the skids. Skids are often made from pressure-treated 4x6s, 6x6s, or 8x8s, but you can also make them by hand nailing together 3 or 4 2x6s or 2x8s. Skids can be set directly on the ground, but it's better to first put down 2 inches to 4 inches of compacted gravel. The stone creates a more stable base and prevents erosion and settling. Fill the space within the timber frame foundation with 4 inches of compacted gravel, then create a beautiful, durable floor with red brick pavers. A timber frame foundation consists of a rectangular wooden frame placed on top of a compacted gravel bed. The shed walls are then fastened to the frame. The benefit of this type of foundation is that you can choose from a variety of flooring options: crushed stone, poured concrete, composite decking, bluestone slabs, or brick pavers. The timber frame is typically made from pressure-treated 4x4s, 4x6s, or 6x6s. The timbers are joined with half-lap corner joints or are simply stacked 2 or 3 high and fastened together with long structural screws or landscaping spikes.